Have you ever felt like an imposter? When someone's asked you to do something, an extraordinary opportunity where you can go along and advance your career or follow your passion just that little bit further or share some of your knowledge, and someone asks you to do something and you think, no, I can't do that. Me? No way, not qualified, can't do it. No chance, thank you, but no thanks. This happened to me a couple of months ago. I'm a confident person. I'm a blogger. I put my life out there. I put my life online. I share stories about my family. I share personal stories about myself, my recipes, things I do with my spare time. And I was asked by a new friend to come along and help her launch a new writing community. She was launching Anon Writers here in Canberra, and she'd asked me to come along as a guest speaker about being a writer. Problem with that is, I don't think I'm a writer. No chance. She cornered me by surprise in a stable of all things, with a love of horses for herself, Zoya, and my son, Oliver. We'd managed to cross paths, make friends, and she cornered me one day in the stable and said, I've got something I want to ask you. And she asked me to come along and be a guest speaker at this writing event. My first instinct was, no. Not a writer, thank you very much, really appreciate it, but you're gonna have to ask somebody else. Zoya's incredible response was, you are a writer, I've read everything you've written on your blog, and no, I'm not gonna take that as an answer. You're coming along, thank you very much. And lo and behold, last week I went along as a guest speaker to help launch Anon Writers. So I got the invitation for the event. Zoya kindly emailed it through to me. Unbeknownst to me, the other guest speakers were the most incredible women. One of them was Karen Viggers, who is a award-winning author who has published numerous pieces of work and had extremely large success. And the other beautiful woman was Karen Hardy, one of my idols actually. She writes for my local paper, the Canberra Times. Religiously, I still get the newspaper delivered to my house every day, and always look forward to seeing what Karen's up to, especially on Sundays, because she always writes a little bit more about her personal life. So I received the invitation, seeing that these incredible women were going to be up on stage and speaking, and instantly I'm like, oh God, how do I get out of this? There is no way. Again, total imposter, shouldn't be there. What am I going to do? What was Zoya thinking? But I had no choice. I committed. My photograph was up on the invitation, my little bio was in the invitation, and people had started booking tickets. So what I decided to do was not think about it. Gave it no thought whatsoever. Zoya had asked us to prepare a few things about ourselves, and I kept thinking, no, I'm not going to do that. I've got to go in as me. I'm not going to try and match these women's credentials in terms of writing, because I simply can't. They are university qualified, they published books, they've written weekly for the local publications. So I just left it be. But the evening rolls around, still not thinking about it. Just got myself dressed up, put something pretty on, made sure it was pink, gives me a little bit of a vibrant feel. Thank goodness my best friend came along, a friendly face I could see in the audience, and fingers crossed that she was going to ask me a question to make myself look a little bit more credible, but she's a real best friend, so she was never going to do that. She's always wants me to sink or swim, which is what I need in a best friend anyway. So there I was, sitting up on stage. The incredible Zoya was leading the discussion, and unbelievable. It was absolutely brilliant. The biggest thing that I came away from the evening was not only the women on stage, the women that Zoya had asked for us to come and speak, but all the women in the audience didn't believe they were writers. Not one of us. Published authors, journalists, women who are working on manuscripts, other bloggers that I had met. There was a lady there who'd been blogging for 10 years and didn't see herself as a writer. Do you know how many posts that would be and how many words she has written and put out into the world for people to read? None of us thought we were writers. Incredible. We tried to hone in on why that was, why women don't view themselves as being qualified or authors. I don't know if we actually came to the conclusion. We touched on the idea that it's an imposter syndrome. We don't believe we belong there. We don't believe that we belong in that environment. We don't believe that we should be calling ourselves writers or authors. Even women who'd had books published didn't view themselves as an author. I don't know if it's something that's coming from our society, something that we've grown up with where we don't voice our accomplishments. I know that quite often growing up, I felt that. It's certainly part of the culture in which I was raised. Don't make too much of a noise. Don't shout your accomplishments from the rooftops. Just shh, that's okay. We have to believe in ourselves. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the work that you're creating, the energy that you're putting out there, and sharing your passions. There is nothing more important in life than sharing what you love, sharing your passions, sharing your desires, putting creativity out in the world. For me, that's blogging. I absolutely love it. It is a tough gig putting your life online, creating content, keeping up with all the social media, not just Instagram. Guys, we do it all. Twitter, Pinterest, websites, email newsletters, Facebook. We tackle it all. Blogging is hard, but I love it. I am a blogger. I am a writer. I am a mother. I am many things. And now I have the permission to call myself all those things without any anguish whatsoever. Next time somebody asks me what do I do, I'm going to list it all. I'll take ownership of it, but most of all, I'm going to champion other women to follow their dreams, follow their passions, and do what they love. I'd love the support. As I said, this gig is hard, and if I resonate with you, if you're looking for somebody to follow their journey, perhaps improve your blogging a little bit further, looking for blogging tips and how to go about things, happy to help out. If you're looking for lifestyle tips in regards to living organic and chemical free, that is what my blog Glamor Hippie is all about. I'd love to share everything with you and hear from you. So if that resonates with you, you want to follow along, I would love that. Follow me on any of those social media channels, and I look forward to bringing this all to you a little bit more frequently. Thank you.